Hey guys, it's Will here. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry I've not had much content up the last couple of weeks. I've been away on holiday, but I'm back now and just in time because Orktober looks like it's really finally starting to hot up. So yeah, Orktober, this is what I want to talk about today. And yeah, it's been sort of a cause of a lot of hype, a lot of discussion, and then a fair amount of disappointment, particularly in late September, early October, when we realised that things weren't coming out quite as we would have liked them to, and perhaps quite as they should have been. But yeah, so October, as soon as GW mentioned Orcs and October, the internet just was like, yeah, Orcs, we want that now. And then when we sort of started to see the pre-releases come up for the early weeks in October, it's like, well, that's not Orcs, that's not even 40k, or when it is 40k, it's not. It's not what we're wanting. It's not our codex. And yeah, I was pretty disappointed as well at the start of the month, seeing that things just weren't going to be out as soon as we'd hoped, and that perhaps October wasn't going to be as big as we'd liked. But I think the thing is, there's been a bit of I almost want to say misunderstanding, or a difference in expectation in what we as the gaming community have thought, and then sort of perpetuated through discussing it, and what GW had actually intended Orktober to be. I mean, originally they only used the word Orktober once, and that was in that buggy promotional video, which was a really cool video. And as soon as we as the gaming community heard Orktober, particularly Orc players, it's like, yeah, we're going to have our codex in October, it's going to be really cool, October's going to be all about orcs, and brilliant. But I think that wasn't quite what GW intended. I mean, I've even heard talk that Orktober wasn't really like a real plan. It was just something that the community team stuck into that promotional video, to sort of, it's coming in October, oh, let's call it Orktober. And yeah, we as the community have kind of hopped on the bandwagon, got ourselves really worked up, and then been a bit disappointed when we've seen that the first release of October was going to be a set with more Space Marines and more Eldar in it. But I think what GW have tried to do is they've obviously had to stick to their business plan. When they plan to release stuff, these things, they can't just click their fingers and do it. You got to produce them, box them, ship them, get everything sort of sorted out on that regard. So I think they couldn't have sped up October any more than and brought the stuff out earlier than they'd intended. But what they have done is responded to that community excitement through their social media and their Warhammer community, their Facebook page, their Instagram, and they've been really going for a focus on that. And that, let's look at the positives. Yeah, it's a bit annoying that we're not actually going to have the codex in hand until November, but there's been some really cool stuff on there. I mean, the promotional video for the Megatrack Scrapjet. I'm going to need to get good with these names because I'm going to be playing them. That was so cool. It looks like just a generic aircraft or flying airline advert, and then suddenly, when you're an orc, you don't need wings to fly. And then there's this new crazy vehicle that's basically a jet on tracks with an orc strapped in, with some badass guns strapped onto it as well. So yeah, and they've been posting orc artwork, most of which has been new, although there is some recycled stuff in there from previous codexes, on their Instagram every day. We've had the Regimental Standard, that little sort of spoof Imperial Guard newspaper they put out, has been taken over by orcs a couple of times, so that's all good. And it's been fun, but now we're really getting to the meat of it, and we have got 6 new orc vehicles coming out, and we will have the codex in our hands within a few weeks. I know it's not going to be as early as we wanted it, but we've waited long enough as orc players. And for those of you who haven't seen me playing my orcs on the channel for a while, yeah, they're not in a good place right now, but I have an Evil Sun's Cult of Speed, and with all this talk of speed freaks and fast vehicles and these 6 new buggies coming out, all of which are unique and have their own different rules, I am really excited. So expect to see my orcs out on the channel soon. So, you know, it's disappointing that it wasn't quite when we expected it, but we are getting, you know, a lot of good stuff eventually. And yeah, can't really talk about Orktober without covering Speed Freeks. So Speed Freeks is the new box game they're bringing out, and we're looking at probably about 90 quid for it, £90 UK, which is a lot of money, but you know, it's got me excited for a number of reasons. Firstly, my first ever entry into this hobby as a little 10-year-old kid was Warhammer, an orcs versus orcs small mob based vehicle led game. And Speed Freeks, although it isn't Warhammer, it kind of has that feel to it and immediately captures the imagination. You know, that was the first thing that I sort of saw when I saw it. It's like, wow, this is like Warhammer stuff coming back. This is awesome. This is bringing me back to my childhood, which was scarily long ago now. And then you've got the new buggies in the box. Yeah, you've got some war bikes, and war bikes I've got a lot of already, and at the moment they're not the strongest unit in the game, although, you know, they're decent enough models, and I think with an appropriate points drop they've got potential. But you've got these two cool new buggies in there, and it looks just like a really fun game, and I think I'm probably going to pick it up. But, you know, it's there are some drawbacks to it. So it's just another standalone game from GW. I mean, do we really need another standalone game to go with Night Vault and Kill Team and Titanicus and all these other you know, new standalones they've had? It's like, I don't think many people who buy it are actually going to play the game. I think people are going to buy it because they want the early access to the two vehicles, and it's going to be very early access compared to when the vehicles are coming out, because unlike the other four buggies, these two are going to be unique to the box set. Now, I would imagine that's unique to the box set at time of release, and they'll do what they did with the Knight Arminger and release it as its own separate thing 3 months down the line, which is fair enough. But you know, I'd quite like to get hold of more of these sooner, particularly that Dragster, because the leaked rules for that look amazing. But, you know, in the meantime, I've got one to get you know, going to have one to start working on, and the pretty cool the hot rod type vehicle, the custom booster blaster. So, you know, there's definitely some things in there to get going with until we get the buggies and the codex. So yeah, I think on the whole, I think a lot of people are going to buy it, but I don't think many people are going to buy it to play the game, although the rule set does look fun and I'm hoping to give it a go. But yeah, the other thing that annoys me a little bit about it is it's coming out before the codex, and I think this is deliberate on GW's part, because they want to, you know, they want people to buy it at the reduced pre-order costs that most independent retailers do. You know, get the hype, get it straight away without knowing necessarily if the vehicles are going to be any good in 40k, because the codex won't be coming out till at least a week later. We're thinking exactly a week later, but we've not been formally told that by GW. So yeah, it's kind of you know, is it going to be worth all those bikes? Because, you know, the two vehicles themselves, the two buggies, aren't going to be worth the 90 quid cost. You get some cool scenery in there as well, but, you know, a large part of the value is going to be the bikes, and we want to know what the points cost of those are going to be before we buy it. But I think a lot of us are just going to jump out and buy it anyway. I certainly am. It looks cool, you know. It may not be the optimal thing it could be, but it looks cool, and for an orc that's important. Anyway, I've kind of ranted on a bit here, just sort of talking about my thoughts on Orktober. Expect loads more orc stuff coming up as the month rolls on. You know, we've got obviously the new codex to play with, models to unbox, paint, and, you know, rules that will be leaking out, because that's how GW do things. They unofficially leak things and then they officially leak things, and then eventually we get the final rules. But yeah, so expect plenty of Orc content in the coming weeks on the channel, including maybe some bat reps later down the line once I've got the codex. But for the meantime, if you're interested in starting an Orc army, but a bit kind of on the number of boys you're going to have to paint, I've got a tutorial about painting Orc boys sort of quickly and easily. So I'll pop a link to that in the description. So yeah, check that out if you want to get your army built up and painted up pretty quickly. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.